Hi everyone, John here from Bite Size Cruises. Today we're going to take a few minutes to talk all about the tips and tricks we have for working remotely while you're on a cruise ship. Before we get started, we'd like to ask you to like and subscribe to our videos. It doesn't cost you anything, just allows us to get a little more traction and have some more people see our videos. We really appreciate it if you could do that. Click the like, click the subscribe. You'll see tips and tricks on working remotely and just on cruising and taking cruises in general. So our first tip for working remotely on a cruise ship is purchase your internet package ahead of time. So when you're getting on the ship, once you get on the ship, your internet package is going to be very expensive. So book your internet ahead of time. The second part of that tip is to always book the streaming part as well. It's going to give you much better internet access than the strictly surfing part. I've found in the past when you have just the surfing, it's really difficult even to respond to emails. It just takes a little bit of a longer time. So if you do really want to work remotely on a cruise ship, make sure you get the surfing and streaming internet package. Most cruise ships have both of those. Second tip is find a quiet space or make your space as quiet as humanly possible. That could include bringing noise canceling headphones. Also finding really robust internet places on your ship so you can find out where the routers are, generally down by guest services and in the internet lobby where they have computers. The signal's going to be really good there. Also, my little tip is working in the library is really quiet, as well as lounges or restaurants that aren't open during the day. A lot of times on most of the major cruise ships, you can run into, like on Norwegian, they have some observation lounges. And on Royal Caribbean, you'll find Boleros, like the Latin restaurant, and some other places that are open where you can go in and sit down, or even like the nightclubs. No one's there. And you can just pop in there and take some calls and do what you have to do, and it's nice and quiet. So third tip is to look up reviews of the internet on a cruise ship. You can go to, there's great websites like Cruise Critic, RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. There's a ton of them. Figure out which fleets and which ships have really good, robust internet. And that way you're prepared before you book your cruise. So a good backup plan for if you really need to work is to sign up before you leave for an international data plan on your phone. That way when you hit a port, you could jump on your phone internet and do some things. But again, that could get pricey, so look into it and make sure you have a package or a good idea of what the cost is going to be before you do that. The next tip is watch out for sailing away from a port. Generally, when you're sailing away from a port, there's an exchange where you're switching signals or you're switching over to the ship-based satellite internet. So just keep an eye on that. Sometimes the signal will drop for 10 or 15 minutes, which of course isn't a big deal, but it will be a big deal if you were uploading a video or trying to make a website change or something like that. Next tip is time zones. Keep an eye on time zones. If you're in Alaska or someplace in Europe, you might be 5 or 6 hours ahead or 4 or 5 hours behind the rest of your company. So keep an eye on that and make sure you map that out ahead of time so you're aware you may have to get up really early to do some work, or you may be working through dinner, which isn't a great experience. That's why generally if you're working remotely on a cruise ship, we recommend to stick to the Caribbean. If you're from the East Coast, it's going to stay on the East Coast time. And if you're on the West Coast, you can do like the Mexican Riviera. That'll keep you on as close to your time as humanly possible. That way you can chat with people and you won't have Slack or your email going off in the middle of the morning or the middle of the night. Next tip is have really low expectations. It's not gigabit internet on the cruise ship. It's not super fast. It's never going to be super fast. So just have realistic expectations. You can get a ton of work done. Just batch things together and prioritize non-internet work. So maybe writing blogs or getting some videos done and then batch little internet things together where you're not really waiting. So if you want to download all your email, give it 10 or 15 minutes, walk away, grab breakfast, come back, and your email will all be downloaded, and then you could read it real quick and go through everything. Next tip is, what are your creature comforts at home? Do you have to have another screen? Do you really need a keyboard? I hate using the mouse on my laptop, so I always bring a USB mouse with me. So think of the little things. Maybe you need to buy a portable screen that you could bring with you to give you some flexibility. But just think of those things. I know they're not necessary, but it's things that are nice to have if you're actually working remotely. Bring a backup drive with you. having the ability to back something up so you don't lose data or just in case something happens to your laptop is really, really important. Bring some really good headphones with you so you can be quiet. You can get noise canceling headphones and be quiet. And then the last tip, which I think is the most important tip of all, is remember you're on a cruise and you want to have fun. You're at a great location where you can go out to some excursions and do different things. It just requires you to batch your work and be smart about the times that you're going to work. Yes, you may need to be reachable by your boss or whoever's in charge, but also you may just have a set amount of work to do. If you do, I like to get up early, get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, knock out an hour or two of work. You'd be amazed how much you can get done where no one's slacking you or emailing you or bothering you. You can get done a big chunk of your work during that time and then just set little windows throughout the day, maybe at 11 or 12, and then 4 where you're going to check your email, and then maybe once a night, come back from dinner, check your email, answer all of those things, maybe upload whatever you have to do then, and then you'll have a good jump on the morning so you don't have to get up early. Those are our really good tips for working remotely on a cruise ship. Remember, if you ever have any questions or you need any help, you could just email me at jp@bitesizedigital.com. And if you need any help with putting a trip together or booking your vacation, reach out to us as well. We're happy to help, and we will see you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.